I'm able to keep my grocery bill really low. Number one, leftovers. I check my refrigerator every day to see if there's any leftovers in there. I don't want them to be forgotten about, and I don't want them to go to waste. So my leftovers do get eaten, even if I have to reinvent them. And even if I was rich, I would still eat my leftovers because I don't like food waste. When I make food for the first time, it usually all matches up, the food and the side dishes and everything. But when I'm eating leftovers, it doesn't always match up. And I usually prefer it to not match up when it's leftovers because that gives me the feeling that I'm eating leftovers. But if it does match up when it's a leftover, that's good too. Number two is similar to number one. Number two is just anything that's in the refrigerator that will potentially go bad. So I check my refrigerator every day, not only for leftovers, but to see what all else is in there. For example, produce. That's the big one. It goes bad pretty fast. And if there's any produce that's been in there a certain amount of days, I make sure that it gets eaten. Like, for example, cucumbers. They don't have a long shelf life. So my cucumbers get eaten fast. If I see a cucumber, I will either just eat it as is or I'll make a salad out of it. Now, some fresh produce does last longer than others, but the cucumber was just an example. So yes, I check my refrigerator to see what all's in there, and I make sure everything gets eaten. If there's anything in there that will potentially go bad, I figure out what I can do with it. Either I can eat it as is or I will do something with it. Like, for example, if I have some almond milk in there that's been in there a while, I will see what I can do with it. Do I have any cereal that I can eat it on? Or can I make hot chocolate out of it? Or whatever I can do with it so that it doesn't go bad. Number three is I'm a vegetarian. Now, I'm not a vegetarian to keep my grocery bill low. I'm a vegetarian because I don't like the idea of eating an animal. And I'm not telling you to become a vegetarian. I'm just saying because I am a vegetarian, my grocery bill is lower because of that. Now, don't get me wrong. They have all these fancy vegan foods out there. So being a vegetarian can actually make you have an expensive grocery bill. So you just have to know what you can buy and what you can't. And I rarely buy all that fancy vegan food. I usually just buy produce, beans, rice, pasta, cheap things like that. Every once in a while I will treat myself and buy something expensive. Number four is if something's on sale that has a shelf life that I normally buy anyway, and if I have the money, I will buy a couple of them so that the next grocery trip or the next month, I won't have to buy it. I will have it and I will have bought it at a lower cost, and then it'll free up some money from my next month or my next grocery shopping trip. Now, I'm not going to buy something if it's on sale just because it's on sale. But if it's something that I buy anyway, and I have enough money to buy an extra one and it has a shelf life, then yes, I'll buy an extra one for next month. Like, for example, olive oil. If that's on sale substantially and I have enough to buy one for next month, then I will buy it. Number five is limiting myself for health reasons. And let me explain. So we'll use olive oil for an example. It's just me. So I don't need a lot of jars of olive oil each month. I don't need any more than one. I can go through one each month, but that's all I need. I mean, I could go through more than that because I love fried foods. I love all that unhealthy stuff. So I could go through more than that, but if I limit myself because of health reasons to one bottle of olive oil a month, that cuts down on my grocery bill. So even though I'm doing it for health reasons, it cuts down on the amount of money I spend. Another example is vegan mayonnaise. That's really expensive. It's probably unhealthy. So I don't allow myself to have any more than 1 jar a month. And I have mayonnaise, not mayonnaise, but mustard. Mustard is a lot cheaper and probably a lot healthier. So if I run out of vegan mayonnaise, then I just have to use mustard for the rest of the month. I know I love potato salad. I love vegan mayonnaise on my potato salad. But if I run out of it, then I just have to put mustard on it, or on my sandwiches. If I'm out of vegan mayo, I have to use mustard. Like I said, it's a lot cheaper and probably a lot healthier. And I can probably have as many of those as I want for health reasons and for money reasons. So those are 5 ways in which I'm able to keep my grocery bill really low.